Israel stood before Canaan, but fear had already filled their hearts. 12 men had explored the land and returned with different reports. The spies saw strong cities, powerful people, and battles that would be difficult to win. But Joshua and Caleb saw something greater than those frightening obstacles. They remembered that God had promised this land to Israel. Therefore, they believed God's promise was greater than every enemy. 10 spies focused on the giants and spread fear throughout Israel. Joshua and Caleb focused on God and called everyone toward faith. Caleb stood before the frightened people and declared that victory was possible. His confidence came from knowing that God could overcome their enemies. Joshua also stood firmly when the people wanted to reject God's promise. He understood that unbelief could destroy what God wanted to give them. Sadly, Israel listened to the fearful report instead of God's promise. Their unbelief brought 40 years of wandering through the wilderness. Joshua and Caleb also experienced those difficult years with everyone else. Yet their circumstances never changed their confidence in God. God later described Caleb as someone who followed him wholeheartedly. That statement reveals something powerful about Caleb's character and devotion. Caleb waited for many years before receiving what God promised. His long waiting period did not make him bitter or faithless. When Israel finally entered Canaan, Caleb remembered God's ancient promise. He approached Joshua and boldly asked for the mountain God promised. That mountain was still occupied by powerful enemies called the Anakim. Caleb was 85 years old, yet his courage remained remarkably strong. He declared that God would help him defeat those enemies. Caleb's age could not become an excuse for abandoning God's assignment. Joshua also demonstrated remarkable courage while leading Israel after Moses died. He obeyed God despite facing battles, opposition, and enormous responsibility. Together, Joshua and Caleb teach us that faith requires courageous obedience. They did not deny the challenges. They simply trusted God more. Their story challenges us whenever fear becomes louder than God's promises. It reminds us that the majority opinion does not always represent God's truth. Maybe you are facing something today that looks impossible before you. Remember Joshua and Caleb, and choose faith instead of surrendering to fear. If you like this video and want more Bible stories and Bible lessons, subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. God bless you.